It's a great opportunity now, as we're together in a quiet place, to reflect on Beverly's life. There may be some who would like to share some beautiful memories. They may be very happy memories. They may be very tender memories. So whoever would like to share something special that Beverly meant to you, a special memory, we'd like to open up the opportunity for that just now. Would you be willing just to come so we could all hear you, please? Thank you.
My name is Roberta Kuhn. Never expected to be here today, as many of you did not. In the year 1978, our family moved to Hartford, Connecticut. We knew no one. We had a 3-month-old little boy and 2 other kids at the time. We went to the Hartford church, and it didn't take long before Beverly's winning personality and her smile introduced herself to us, and we became really close friends. We were into the wood-burning stuff, and as Peter and Eric remember, maybe you don't, but many trips we went on wood foraging. I remember one trip, the men were cutting wood, and they sent Beverly and I back with the wagon load of stuff to unload, and we got to laughing uproariously as we were in their driveway. What women would be out in this weather doing this tonight, rolling these logs off of the trailer? And we had so many wonderful trips. She would take her Italian sandwiches complete with all the dressings, and we just had a lot of fun together as families. Our little girl, who was closer to Peter's age, always felt left out because the boys, our oldest boy, Nolan, was more like Eric's age, and she'd go home and cry, "Nobody wants to play with me." I called Bev one day and I said, "We really can't come over anymore unless the boys play with her," because she just goes home in tears. So the boys started playing with Gina. I'll never forget the first time we pulled up in front of their house. One of the boys was on top of the roof of the car. And I said, "No problem with us having 3 kids. It looks like this is an active bunch here." After our tour of duty was over in Hartford, we went our way. Eric finished his residency, but we always kept in touch. Then in 1996 rather, my husband got a call to Parkview Hospital. I said, "Maine? Where is that?"
Hey, watch out.
Well, we've been here 17 years, so it's not bad. Bev came down right away, and she took me to my first Maine lighthouse, Cape Nettic, the Neville Lighthouse, and that was the beginning of her sharing her love of the sea. We became sea sisters and soul sisters. We took many day trips. We'd have lunch. She knew all the beautiful places to go. We'd take chairs, sit, and just listen to the waves. In fact, it was just a little over a month ago. We had our last trip together because of my husband's illness and Eric's situation. We hadn't been able to do that for a long time, and she said, "I can hardly believe it. We are actually doing this today." And we had a wonderful, wonderful time. After my husband's diagnosis over a year ago, there was not a week that went by but 1 or 2 cards came from her and Eric. Most of the cards we sent each other had lighthouses or pictures of the sea, because we just shared that deep love. She shared her love with me. I remember when Norm was in the hospital having had surgery, a gentleman brought in a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and I said, "Oh, I knew that's from." He said, "Oh, how do you know?" I said, "I just do." And he said, "Well, I'm going to stand here to find out if you're right." He said, "Who is it?" And I said, "It's from Eric and Beverly Griffey." So he stood there and made me open the card, and I said, "See, that's exactly what it says." I said, "I knew." who that was from, because that's just the kind of friends they have been. There will never be a friend that I'll share that love with again. And I just long for that day when we'll all be together again. I loved her like a sister.
Beautiful testimony.
Beautiful.
That was powerful. Thank you. Someone else like to share a beautiful memory?
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. And it reminds me again of what a beautiful smile she had.
Yeah.
And her laughter, she had the most beautiful laugh. Like I can hear it now, and I hear it at times, and it helps with some of the feelings of loss. She was the bond that held our family together. She insisted on planning every birthday party for every child, grandchild, and her brothers, and at Christmas time she was Santa Claus. I mean, there was no other Santa Claus. That was her, and it will never be the same. But the greatest gift that she gave to all of us was her love. It was pure.
Amen.
Unconditional love, and I believe that was a gift that was given to her by her mother, and that's something that I will pass to my children, and they to theirs, and that love will live on.
Thank you.
Well, again, I thank you all for coming. Thank you, Eric. That was wonderful. I got a few funny stories. My sister was she was an eccentric. Everything she did was, I don't know. I didn't always see eye to eye with Bev. I had a few arguments with her, but she loved me dearly.
Amen.
And I loved her. Funny story. My father's favorite story. Now, I don't remember this, but the strong will of Bev. Now, once she makes up her mind about something, you can't change it, okay? Try it. I'm sure some of you have tried. But once she's locked in, forget it. But anyway, just to show her strong will, I was 6 and she was 12. And I challenged her at the door, my father tells me. And I stood there in front of her, and I said, "You can't go anywhere, Bev." I said, "Get out of the way." I said, "Go ahead and hit me." Boom, she knocks me down. I jump right up again. And he said, "Go ahead and hit me again." Boom, I went down harder. Got back up, I said, "Try that again." Boom, she hit me harder. I finally stayed down. But that was my father's favorite story. And to show the strong will, I guess her will was stronger than mine, because I don't think I got up again. But anyway, I want to ask you here, how many people have ever gotten a calendar from Beverly? Raise your hand. Anybody here? Huh? What kind of calendars? Horses, if you love horses. Lighthouses. For whatever reason, I don't know what year. What year did you start getting them? 30 years ago?
Yeah. Ever since we left.
Ever since, right? She's been on the calendar girl. I mean, the stock market's going down in the calendar business. Because last Christmas, and things aren't right, at the home. I mean, she's watching Eric 24/7. She's got 200 or 300 calendars. I'm telling her, I said, "You are crazy. What are you doing with all this prep?" I got to do it. They love my calendars. They got to have them. Okay? She would wrap each one up. She would put it carefully, send it out, costs money. The cow doesn't cost much money, shipping it costs money. The time and effort that she took was unbelievable. Nobody else will ever beat the calendar girl. I don't think anybody. I'll show you the kind of heart that she had. I had a close friend, and actually I just lost her, 97-year-old. And I used to talk to her about a lady named Irene, close friend, tremendous life. And I used to talk to her about her life, how she loved classical music. She's from Europe, and she loves this and that. And her birthday comes around. She says, oh, I got classical music. I'm going to wrap some presents for her. I'm going to get her a card. I said, Beverly, you don't know the woman. She says, I don't care. I don't care. I think she's a dear lady. She wrapped presents, gave her a card. I took them over to her. And she looks at me like, what are you doing? She doesn't know me. I said, my sister is not. She's just not the average person. She says, I've never gotten a present from somebody I never knew. She says, she knows you, Irene. She's read some of your book, and she feels like she knows you. But that's how she was, right? She would get to know you and know your friend, and she'd feel like she's now she's got presents going out. I walked out of my house today with 2 presents in the hallway. Who are they for? The plumber. He didn't even come over to pick them up. He doesn't even, he says, buying me presents? The people didn't understand. She never got anything in return. Many times she never received anything back. I'm not saying from her friends, but she gave without any. Amen. And a lot of people give to get. Okay, she did.
Amen.
Now she was also a very accomplished organist and pianist.
Oh.
All right, in her heyday, she has some of the most difficult music, Norma, that you have, and from all the very difficult music. And she is an organist here for several years, and she was a tremendous pianist and organist, and she knew a lot about music. I used to go up there, and I was working on the lost chord. She used to tell me things about articulation in certain parts of the song. Very knowledgeable. And so I'm going to miss that. I'm going to be playing the piano a little later for her memory, because she got me started with the piano. And today I enjoy playing that piano more than ever. Okay, it's an extension of the Gallo family. Ina, my mother. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to miss my sister. She was the best. She loved everybody, and God bless her soul.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.